The quest to 6,000 begins, and maybe we'll get there with a little help from my Eagle Artillery friend. What is up, you guys? It's your host, Galadon. For checking out Galadon Gaming and the premiere episode of the quest to 6,000 trophies in Clash of Clans. Those of you that have been around my channel in the past might remember the quest to 5,000. It was a lot of fun, and eventually we did get there, even though people at the beginning of that series thought it would never happen. Now, people, of course, have already gotten to 6,000, but I haven't gotten there. As I'm recording this episode right now, it is just about the end of the season. We're going into League Reset. When this video comes out, we will have all reset down to 5,000, everybody that was over 5,000 trophies, and started that grind one more time. So I'm going to share some of my attacks, and we're going to talk about this series as we go throughout the month, and we try to get back to, well, 5777 is currently the top trophy count that I've had for this season. Now, I started a little bit late, but I did go from 50th in the clan at like 4,200 trophies to, I believe my peak was 3rd in the clan at 5777. We've got two players, Masher and Smiley Miles 24, who are just so very close to 6,000 trophies right now. Neither one of them have gotten there. There's only hours left in the season as I'm recording this episode, and they're trying to get there. Next season, I'll push from the very beginning, and barring any untold or unplanned vacations, I do have a short holiday in the middle of January. Other than that, I'm going to push throughout the entire season, and you guys can be there with me to check the progress. Now, of course, it helps right now that Lava Loon is pretty overpowering as an attack when it comes to Town Hall 11, maxed out troops, and trophy pushing. So that's fantastic. I mean, it makes the job a little bit easier. But what we will do is we'll talk about the weather reports as we go through between 5,000 and hopefully 6,000 trophies. We'll see. This might take longer than one season. I'll do my best, but obviously it's not an easy task, as we see a couple of members of Lost Phoenix haven't been able to get there this season with over 225 attacks completed. And so again, we're watching some of the attacks right here. This is my level 45 King and Queen, the royal couple, trying to get through that last set of walls. You can see we're still experiencing some AI issues with both the heroes on walls and the wall breakers there. The wall breakers still just not super smart. The Queen, not as bad as she used to be, but she still does occasionally act a little bit unpredictably. I think right now the biggest issue with the AI and the troops is the wall breakers. So there was a big offer. 27 trophies at this level is exceedingly rare. I'm definitely going to call that a whale. You can see here, you look at my attack log, most everything is going to be a 6 to 10 trophy offer. Occasionally we get some bigger ones, and I've just gotten lucky. I had a 27 trophy offer. You just saw 2-starred, and then this one, I feel bad for Andy from War Imperium. 26 trophy offer, and you can see his freeze trap going off in there, that seasonal freeze trap, big old CC coming out. Once again, when it comes to this attack, it really only comes down to a couple of things: spell timing and placement, and just watching where the troops path, trying to catch that Eagle Artillery, and I'm trying to time the Grand Warden's Eternal Tome so that I'm not using it at the same time as a freeze spell. Ideally, if you think about it, the Eternal Tome is kind of like a freeze spell in and of itself. It's making all of your units within that area immune. So you've got 3 times where you can stop the damage from your troops that are headed towards the core. I try to use the first one with the Eternal Tome while everybody's still pretty tightly grouped, and then the last 2, the freeze spells, trying usually to catch multi-target infernos. Occasionally I'll get good and I'll be able to catch multiple defenses. Obviously the Eagle, if it's still up. Right here, we saw that we took out the core early on. It looked really good, and we didn't need to use the heroes in the center, and we're already 4/5 of the way through this base, you guys. So we know that the 3-star is on the way. This is really rare, though. Usually you have to get lucky in some regards to 3-star, a pretty much maxed out trophy base. You saw that his heroes weren't quite maxed out, but they were close. And yes, there are still players that are upgrading to the new wizard towers, and so that does help out if you leave those down. I have found it's pretty unusual for Legend League players over 5,000, to leave those down and to let them sit for a week or 10 days before the upgrade finishes and they're available again, especially when you're looking at so many 3 stars happening right now. I would say we see several a day from Lost Phoenix members, and that was another one that felt good. Feels good, man. 26 trophies, higher on the way towards, well, it was 57.77. So we'll go back and look at my defense log. Now, did you see that? Did you see that? Go back if you didn't. 1-star loss, 18 trophies. Supercell, help me out here, buddy. I mean, come on. 18 trophies. That means that this guy, when he came in as a Titan 1, saw me as a minimum 54 trophy offer, maybe 55, 56. But that's huge. That is monstrous. Imagine if I lose 2 stars. I can't even talk. I'm so upset. I'm stuttering because I'm so upset at being a 54, 55 trophy offer to this guy. Now, I'm happy for him. You know, that's great. I was just talking about how I'm pleased to get a 27 or 28 trophy offer. Couldn't I be 27 or 28? This guy still be pretty happy, right? All right. Anyway, so they did change that a little bit, where at least I'm not going to be a 59 trophy offer anymore. But still, being a 54, 55 trophy offer makes me exceedingly happy that I can hold these guys to 1 star. And that's exactly what happened here. This is kind of a weird attack, kind of like a queen charge thing. All the heroes went down in the beginning, no healers, and some bowlers up there. And now in comes the lava loon portion of this attack. And I think this guy was pretty lucky to get what he did. You'll see the Inferno Tower doing a great job here. And as I zoom in, I realize that freeze spell, that was an epic freeze spell. It froze a ton of stuff. That's like 5 different defenses and the Archer Queen. And by the time the freeze spell wears off, only the AQ is left. And she's going to help me out. She's going to help take out those balloons. Last freeze spell, I don't know. I guess he was hoping they would get further. Here he is, 49%. And for a moment, it looks like we might be able to keep him from getting a 50%, but the Eagle Artillery not quite fast enough on those lava pups. He grabs that one last percentage point. He even had a spare rage spell, and he picks up 18 trophies for just barely grabbing the 1 star. So the struggle gets harder and harder and harder as you get closer to 6,000 trophies. As we look at the log, trophy offers become smaller, and you seem to be a bigger trophy offer over time. And what that does is it makes you have to play more. And it's funny because, you know, they've talked about a year or so ago of adding these quality of life improvements to Clash of Clans, meaning you've got this automatic shield, you've got village guard. It's great. It does sort of improve my quality of life, meaning I can take a quick break, I can go to the bathroom. But you know what it's also done? It's encouraged players who are pushing trophies to play round the clock. Ideally, if there were a way, and I imagine there are ways that I'm not going to talk about, these accounts could be played 24 hours a day, because there's no reason not to keep searching for a base constantly. You're going to wear down your shield, of course, when you get an attack, but around 5,700 trophies, we're talking about possibly hours between bases. Now, I've gotten lucky around 5,700. I think I had 2 offers within 10 minutes of each other, but that's just crazy luck. Usually it's hours, 2, 3, 4 hours. I streamed for 4 hours last night and got 1 base the entire time. So it's rare, and it's a game of waiting. And if you can play 24/7 and never sleep, then I would guess you probably, as the way the game sits right now, could push past 6,000 trophies because, well, let's be honest, if you're using Lava Loon and you're watching where you drop your spells and when, it is super hard to lose an attack right now, you guys. It is really hard to lose an attack. Now here, check this out. As the king comes in, he's going to have to clear out these skeletons. And watch as I send in these other wall breakers. Watch how far they are from this giant bomb that gets triggered anyway. Right there. Okay, they weren't that far. That seemed like it was far earlier, but it wasn't. Okay, so they get blown up. That's okay, I understand. These wall breakers get in along with the king. We get through the wall, and now we've got that straight path to the town hall. Trying to grab that 2nd star. Here comes the Archer Queen. The king could have done it all by himself, and the queen's going to help out from a distance, and we grab the 2nd star. But what I'm talking about with the wall breakers wasn't really that attack, obviously. That was a reasonable trigger of the giant bombs. But these weird situations where you're probing with some wall breakers or some units and they don't trigger bombs, others do, which walls they go after, they'll damage one wall and then go after another wall. It's super annoying, and I never know how wall breaker is going to behave. Sometimes I feel like I should be bringing more than 6 wall breakers, simply because I lose so many and they decide to go to different walls. So we'll take a look at another attack. A lot of people really trying to isolate that town hall right now. I really want to see some new bases. I would love to see new and different bases in Clash of Clans, but for right now, this is pretty much the standard. We don't see like the Southern Teaser anymore. We see variations of the ring base, but it's all about isolating your town hall and trying to save it from the 2-star. Now here, I really like that freeze spell, grab the Eagle Artillery and the multi-target Inferno. We've got the balloons moving in, the rage spells working out pretty well. Ideally, my rage spells will just barely touch each other as I drop them in, just so the edges are touching. That second freeze spell, freezing the town hall because you never know what's in there. Yeah, so anyway, it works out pretty well because balloons are pretty overpowering right now. Baby dragons are going to come in and complicate matters a little bit. 44% damage. Looks like we're okay. If you look at the bottom right of the screen, all of those storages taking forever to grind down because they have so many hit points, but we are going to get there before the triple baby dragon threat comes out and knocks me down. So there's the first star for 50%. Wall breakers doing their job this time. They've got that outer ring open, and the king, it looks like he is going to go after the town hall, and then for some reason right here, he makes a left turn, and instead of the town hall, he's going to go after the builder's hut, and the baby dragon's going to chase him down. The wall breakers are going to try to get through this wall, and yes, wide open path. The Archer Queen should be able to handle these baby dragons, and she does eventually get the last baby dragon down. Nothing else for her to do but go straight to the town hall and smash that town hall to Kingdom Come. There it is, and that's the second star. We can wrap up this attack and save her health for the next one. And that is going to do it for today's episode. Get ready for the quest to 6,000 trophies to officially begin. Thank you guys, as always, for watching. I appreciate your time. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Make sure you subscribe for the earliest possible update and sneak peek information. And of course, return again tomorrow for more full attacks.
Galadon, quest to 6,000. Is that your trophies or your age?